The introductory video, I showed you guys a whole bunch of parts for the bike. So I've got an intake, I've got the windscreen, I've got this Solwicki 2-in-1, and so I was hoping 4th of July weekend I'd be able to do a combo video where I show off a set of new quick jacks I bought for Camaro truck, and then even for the bike. So there's an adapter for quick jacks that has a bike lift on it. And so I was hoping to show that off, put all this stuff on, and post that video up, but quick jacks aren't going to be here in time. And so we're going to put the intake and the windscreen on now. We'll probably take it for a quick test run without it to see about the buffeting on the normal sized windscreen, as well as if there's any noticeable improvement on buffeting with this 8.5 windscreen. But first, I'm gonna have to run to handy dandy Harbor Freight. I need to get some Allen wrenches before I get started on this thing, and we'll go from there. And before I do that, I wanted to walk over here and I guess show. So this is the stock windscreen on this bike. So it is the stock. I think this is a 6-inch windscreen. I'll validate that and put it in the video when I post it. But we've got I think some fun stuff. We're gonna go put that on. Then I'll have to go get it tuned, but I don't really want to get it tuned until I get the exhaust on. So I'm going to take this airbox off, install the round airbox. We're going to take this windscreen off and go from there. All right, we are back. I've got the tools, some that I needed, some that I didn't. So I'm going to unload those now, and then we'll get started on this stuff. Allen sets. Needed. Absolutely needed. There was Icon. You need these for sure. Mostly because younger me lost all of them that came in my Craftsman set from a while ago. So needed. Wanted. Those will probably break too, which is annoying. I feel like the Icon stuff's gotten better, but some of the Pittsburgh crap that I've bought in the past has definitely snapped off, and that sucks. So, wanted. Needed. I think, I have an old Pittsburgh torque wrench, and I can't get it to actually work. It doesn't click anymore, which means that it's not a torque wrench, it's just a wrench. So, needed for the exhaust. I might need it for the airbox, but I'm less worried about that. I think at the end of the day, it's an airbox. It should be pretty simple to put on. So, yeah, there we go. We are unboxed. I'm gonna go put my gear on real quick. Take it for a quick spin to get the audio for the buffeting and what that windscreen actually does or doesn't do, and then we'll come back and we'll slap this new stuff on and go from there. All right, so this is where I paired my DJI Mic 2 to the Insta360 X5. I had it mounted on my chin strap in the hopes with that there wouldn't be too much wind noise, but this is unintelligible and awful. So and I just wanted to let you all know, right? The stock Sport Chief wind fairing here, I think it's 6 inches, and it's pretty much useless. I'm just shy of 6'5". I'm a big dude, but I get a lot of wind around the helmet. I get a lot of turbulent wind in the chest, and so I'm really hoping that this 8.5-inch taller windscreen is going to block some of it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is. It's a cruiser, a sport cruiser, and so you're going to get some of this, but we'll see what happens. Okay, right on. All right, so we are back. The audio the mic that I bought for these vlogging items. Actually, I don't think it's going to work on the bike at all. It sounded horrible, so what you just heard was not on the bike, but it was in fact me voice tracking from the car. So, or from the studio, also known as the dining room table. Alright, so this should be pretty simple. It looks like this is just a couple of Allen keys. It's a good thing we just bought an Allen key set. So let's see how fast we can do this and do it correctly, so the windscreen doesn't fly off on the highway and smack me in the face. Let's see. Handy dandy Pittsburgh T set of Allen keys. So you know it's high quality. Came from Harbor Freight and it cost $7. Alright, let's see. It says this is an American bike. I'm gonna assume these are on with 3/16. Yeah, I would have assumed wrong. So let's see if it's 5:30 seconds. It's 5:30 seconds. Good job to all of you that knew that already. Let's see what this does. Actually, I think this is also what keeps the fairing on, so I'm a little concerned that I'm going to take all these screws off and the fairing is going to come just flying off the front of the bike. So we're going to find that out together. Just like that. Put them in the order they come off. I think it is how the fairing is attached to the bike, so this will be fun. These are coming off. Easy peasy. Love it when a plan comes together. Just in the way. You can just see my big back when I'm doing this. Super fun. It's only 6 screws, so this really shouldn't take very long, unless when I take this screw out, the whole fairing comes off, and I wasn't prepared for that. So, guess we're gonna find out together. The fairing didn't come off. It's great. It's great news. Alright, this should just slide up out of here. Okay, hey, that worked. Hot dang. Alright, so just from a visual perspective, I don't know how that new one got scratched. Pretty significant in size difference here, right? Like the top is pretty long. It's curved at the top as well, so like hopefully we'll get you some amount of additional wind protection. But hey, we're gonna see. Looks like those come out like this. All right, so these little guys, I don't know if you can see them. They're threaded on the inside, and so those will go in these larger holes in the front. You're going to want to push it from the back through to get it mounted back up, and then should just be what your screw screws into. So and I'll show you the mounting bracket here in just a second. Let me put these in here real quick. Okay, right, so those are pushed through and mounted in here. There we go. So let me show you the mounting bracket real quick, and then we'll see about putting this thing back on. We've got 4 posts here inside the fairing to hold the fairing to the bike, outside of the 2 bottom bolts that are down here. But this is where you'll slide your windscreen in. So it'll slide in between here and mount up. You'll bolt it right in, and it will stay secured. So at least that's the hope. Without further ado, let's try and mount this puppy up. Alright, so now we're lining up some holes. We should be, looks like we're good. It's going to be way easier than I had expected. Because anytime you have so many different pieces that have to line up perfectly, you have to put a little bit of pressure to it to get it to line up. So, alright. Let's see if we can feed these with our hands off the bat. Hand grease and garage floor dings now on brand new windscreen, so that's cool. Just means it's broken in. It's ready for some hard riding. This pisses me. It always makes me so mad when I do something like that. That's so easy, and I drop it, but that's okay. What is it? What does Bob Ross say? It's not a mistake. It's just a happy accident. Right? Wasn't a happy accident. I scuffed it. Sorry, Bob. Alright. Screw that to give ourselves a little bit more leeway here. We're going to have to maneuver this just a little bit. So it looks like this front hole for these bolts aren't going to be super friendly to us, it would seem. Whoops. I'll need that. Okay. Let's grab the chair. See if we can't get it. Or if this is telling us to put it back together the way we took it apart. Couldn't be. That just doesn't seem like plausible. Feel like should be able to put it back together however. It'll work. Take that one off. Let's see if this works. It probably won't. That's how lucky I'm feeling today. I'm not feeling lucky. I'll take out the ends here. Those are the easiest to access. And we're going to try and go at it front to back. Let's see if that gives us a little more room to maneuver. Or if I'm a doofus, which is also a possibility. Alright. Look at that. Starting front to back seems to be working. Wonderful noise. that. Look at that. This is the farthest we've been so far. We got 3 of 6. First try. Yeah. Look at that. There's a will, there's a way. This video is just going to be full of motivational sayings. We'll look at it from the other way. We're going to look this way. See if we can get it to work this way, where the chair is. Alright. So, I'm going to have to do a push-pull type deal. Where we push this guy here. Try to get this sucker through. It's not going to want to get through there. This is a guide again. If it doesn't fit, just force it. It'll fit. I'm sure there's like some directive somewhere that's like, hey, this is how you're supposed to do this. With 6 bolts. We can figure out 6 bolts. And we did. Yeah. It's not too terribly complicated. We're gonna go this way, tighten these up a bit, and then we're gonna go every other one tightened up to make sure we don't over tighten. That would be less fun once we get this thing on. Don't drop your tools. All right. Well, these are on. Tightened down pretty good, so I think that's going to do it for the windscreen here. We put this one together. Great job. And then I will run this to see if there's any more buffeting. And instead of pairing my DJI mic here, I'll pair the Cardo so you guys can actually hear what I'm talking about. So, cool. All right, that's it for this one. All right, so not only is this our first little spin here with the windscreen, right? But it's also the first spin with our new intake on. The noises it makes are pretty cool. But no noticeable difference here at 50 miles an hour. Like, the wind is definitely going up and over me. I feel a little bit on my chest, but not nearly as much as I was feeling yesterday when I did this same drive, right? Like, was very evident in the helmet that, like, hey, you're gonna get some extra buffeting, you're getting a little extra wind. I will say I'm noticing some vibrations in this windscreen, probably because it is deflecting more, but we'll see. We're gonna give her some gas here when we get on the highway up here, get up to around 60 and see how this thing handles. But generally, I mean, I feel a lot less wind, so I was fully prepared to, spend $170 on this taller windscreen and then come in here and say, hey, this is a waste of money, right? Like, you shouldn't buy this thing if you're really looking for help with the wind and the buffeting and the helmets. But so far, granted, I've only been up to 50. So far, this has surpassed my my wants. So it's pretty good. Let's see. Let's get it up here. Try not to get pulled over. Although it's not. Yeah, this is so much better. We're at 65 right now, and I mean I barely feel any. Right, it's up and over my helmet. I'm feeling a little bit of breeze in the neck area, but nothing compared to what it was yesterday. You can probably even see it in my jacket that this actually made a big difference. I highly recommend the windscreen. This is a game changer. This is much more comfortable. Now I'm a little frustrated that the 10-inch risers aren't here yet. I'm on the 6-inch that comes stock on the Sport Chief, but the 10-inch is supposed to, help a lot. So, all right, cool, right on. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining today. I appreciate you watching, and as always, right, leave a comment or drop a like if you enjoyed the footage. So appreciate it. Everybody have a safe 4th of July.